Got a 6-pick flex that I did just lock in on Prizepicks that I did just send over to my VIP members that I'm going to be sharing with you guys for free here on the channel today and breaking down for you. If you're new to the channel, we're going to be running all 5 and 6-pick flexes on this channel. Why? Because you're getting the best bang for your buck. If you're a new Prizepicks user, you can use the promo code KJKDFS to get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you sign up today. That's promo code KJKDFS. And when you do, you're going to be wanting to run all 5-pick flex and 6-pick flex entries. Why is that? It is going to be the best entry types for long-term return on investment. These are the different prices you're going to be paying for each type of entry. If you are a new sports bettor and you have no idea what this means, I'll keep it simple for you. These are sports betting odds. Essentially, what you're looking at is this means you'd have to risk $119 to win $100 for each 5-pick and 6-pick flex entry that you put in. Simply put, if you put in 3-pick flex entries, those are quite literally the worst possible entry you could be submitting on Prizepicks. You're paying $144 to win 100 every time you place an entry, even though they are the same fixed payout structure no matter what you put in. All right, so that's why we're running only 5 and 6-pick flex entries on this channel. You're going to see me promote them. Often you're going to see me only promote plays that I'm actually playing myself that I am sending to my VIP members, and you're going to see the exact process as to what goes into it if we are able to hit our picks. Let's pull up the hit rate for you guys. 60% hit rate or higher is the goal. We're going to get an insane return on investment. All right, guys. If you're running all 6-pick flexes and you're able to hit your individual picks, so if you make 10 picks and you do that over and over and over again throughout the year and you're able to hit 6 out of the 10 and you only play 6-pick flexes, you're going to get a 66% return on investment. So that is why I do this the way that I do it. All of these resources are available over in my VIP package where I teach not only how to profit long term, I break this down for you guys. Something I brought up on a video recently that I will bring up real quick, guys. Before we get into this breakdown, I want to make sure this is clear for everyone. You only have to sweep 2 out of every 46 mans to still be profitable. If you're playing 46 mans and you play $100 on each one, in this example, you have to put in $4,000 every time you sweep. Even if you lose 38 tickets, you get no money back in the 38 tickets, and you sweep twice, you're getting $2,500 every time you sweep. $4,000 investment, you're going to get $1,000 in profit, only getting 6 out of 6 correct in 2 of the 40 tickets. All right. So if you're new to the channel and you wonder why I do this the way I do it, that's why. There's some free game for you on the screen right now. If you take the time to pause and read that, that is my Discord. That is my VIP. Once again, we'll be breaking this down. If these plays get bumped, removed, or any of the above, meaning the line changes or you can't submit it on the board, it is because there is such good value on the play that Prizepicks has changed that line because they don't want to get beat too badly. So sorry if that happens, but that is a key indicator that your process is on point. If you're following someone that their picks are consistently getting bumped or moved out the board and you have to really hunt and quickly submit, that means they know what they are doing. Okay, so that's a good sign. So if my plays are getting moved or taken off the board when you're seeing my content, it is because it was good value and I am doing what I should be doing to truly win money. All right, so the reason I make these videos is to give you actual plays that I'm playing for free on the channel, break down exactly what goes into those plays so you can get the process, and then that next level is the VIP. Like I said, if you're someone that's playing Prizepicks every single day, that is on Patreon. Get it now, join over there so you can beat these annoying bumps. All the above, lock in the full 5 and 6 picks that I lock in every day, and then profit with us long term. Let's get into the breakdown of these picks. The first guy we're going to discuss is going to be Keaton Winn under 4.5 strikeouts. So why do I like this, guys? When we're talking baseball, you're going to hear, I know a ton about baseball, but there's a ton of other things that go into being successful at this than just knowing sports, guys. So you'll hear me discuss a lot of these concepts throughout these videos. One of the most important things you could be looking at is market data, and I do have multiple tools that I use to be scanning the market as fast as possible. One of them is the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. If you do not have this tool, promo code KJKDFS, if you click the link down below in the description and go to Daily Grind Fantasy, we'll get you 25% off this tool. This is going to pull in all of the sportsbook data for us, streamline it into an optimizer, and give us the very best props. So the best possible prop you can take on the board for Keaton Winn is his under 4.5 strikeouts. because all of these sports books are heavily favoring his under. So I talked about those minus 119 implied odds you're getting in a Prizepicks 5 and 6 pick flex at the beginning of this video, right? For those of you that were listening, we're getting minus 119, so we have to risk 119 to 100 on each 5 and 6 pick flex that we lock in. Just get that through your brain. If we were to go over to FanDuel, we would have to risk $148 to win $100 on the under Keaton Winn strikeouts. Why is that? FanDuel saying this is FanDuel is a sportsbook with millions of dollars invested into setting these lines so that they don't get beat too bad. FanDuel saying it's so likely that Keaton Winn is going to go under 4.5 strikeouts. We are going to make you risk $148 to win 100. We're going to make you risk way more than you win because it's highly likely that you're going to win. So that's how sports betting odds work. That's how we can use these odds to our advantage to find good plays on a site like Prizepicks and lock them in, okay? And then we can go ahead and break down the underlying metrics, all the numbers. The questions I get asked in the comments is like, do you watch sports? Do you know sports? Guys, I have been in the MLB game a long time. I know a ton about MLB. I know more than probably anyone I've ever met, to be honest. I am a huge baseball guy. So I have all of these tools, all of these underlying metrics that tell me all of these data points, right? And yes, I can review them. What the market's doing is it's streamlining all of this research for us into sports betting odds to make us find them quickly. These apps are quick. So if we look at the Chicago Cubs on the current season, up and down their lineup, you can see they have quite a bit of strikeouts. I'm sorry, this is the wrong breakdown that we're looking at here. We need to be looking at Keaton Winn. So let's pull him up. So the Angels on the season, you can see up and down their lineup have quite a bit of strikeouts. So it's like, why are we taking the under here on a guy in Keaton Winn? Well, he only strikes out righties at a 14.8% clip. The lefties, it's up to a 26.1% clip, but he also walks them at a 10% walk rate. So he's got a walk issue. And then we break down how many lefties are going to be in this lineup, considering that Keaton Winn strikes out lefties at a very high rate, right? And he doesn't strike out righties at a very high rate. We want all right-handed bats if possible in this matchup, okay? Then we look at the matchup. We have two lefties at the top of the lineup in Chanel and Rengifo, and then it goes righty, 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 righty. One more lefty in Mickey Moniak, and then we got righty, righty. All right, so there's a lot of right-handed bats in this Angels lineup, which we reviewed. Keaton Winn does not strike out right-handed hitting. He's only got a 14.8% clip against right-handed bats. So that's all factored in the odds, and everything else under the sun is factored in the odds, guys. The pitch count for these guys, how deep are they expected to go in the game? Let's see, for the most recent pitch count for Keaton Winn, as far as my projection on him, I have, once again, a ton of different projections for this stuff, guys, right? So Keaton Winn, got him projected to go out there and throw 80 pitches. I don't even know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but yeah, you can't see it. So I have projections for every single one of these guys. Their pitch count, strikeouts, everything. But Keaton Winn, 80 pitches. So that's another thing. He's not a guy that's going to throw a ton of pitches like other pitchers in the MLB. He's got a little bit of a shorter leash. He's not going to throw as many pitches. That's factored in to the Vegas odds. All right, so we're taking the under on Keaton Winn for pick number 1. As you can see, pick number 2, we're rocking with the under 4.5 strikeouts here for Bryce Wilson. Why is that? We can go ahead and pull up the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer here once again, guys. Just keep in mind, these are sports books. You could literally go to, instead of like this tool, you could literally just visit the sports books. But this tool is so valuable because it's streamlining it to us very quickly so that we can beat these apps before they take the props down. So once again, Bryce Wilson, under 4.5 strikeouts. Really good value in this prop. We have a 53.68% hit rate. He's minus 136 on the under on Pinnacle, minus 148 on the under on FanDuel. Once again, so Bryce Wilson and Keaton Winn, the unders, the two we've talked about at the top of this video, I mean, are heavily favored on FanDuel. You have to risk $148 to win 100 on FanDuel. We're getting that minus 119 on Prizepicks and a 5 or 6 pick flex. The other tool you will hear me talk about all the time is going to be OddsJam. Once again, promo code KJKDF will get you a discount on this tool. This is a tool that I'm using every day. I only promote things that I actually use, and then I break down why they provide value. All right, guys, so these are tools that I am using. If you're someone that this is overwhelming and you just don't want to do this every day, you got kids, wife, all that stuff, that's why I offer the VIP service so that you don't have to deal with this every day. I take care of it for you. But this is the truth of the tools that I am using. Okay, so Bryce Wilson, I like this tool specifically on OddsJam. It is the sportsbook screen. The reason I like this so much is because you can literally pull in every single sportsbook in the world and see the odds in real time. All right, so that's like a crazy value to have here. Bryce Wilson, heavily favored on the under in all these different sports books. Like he's up to minus 192 on Sleeper. If you're someone that uses the Sleeper app, this is I get asked like for Sleeper picks, for instance. Sleeper's a dynamic payout structure, so they have odds on each of their props and they go up and down compared to Prizepicks where no matter what, it's 25x and a 6-pick flex, okay? So like if you were to take this play on Sleeper, you're getting ripped off, man. They're charging you minus 192. We can literally get all the way down to 119 on Prizepicks and a 5 or 6-pick flex, okay, guys? So like that's a huge deal. Think of it as you're getting ripped off when you're shopping, okay? Like we got a flat screen TV on the shelf. That's a 32-inch Vizio, same exact model, same exact screen size, same exact year. One, they're charging you $119, and the other one, they're charging you $192. It's the same exact TV, all right, people? It's the same exact prop. So hopefully that makes sense. This is a very important concept to succeed on these apps. All right, so that's going to be our second pick. We're rocking with the under 4.5 here for Bryce Wilson. We talked about all of that Vegas data. You can see he stayed under in 4 of the last 5. And then, you know, like I said, I mean, we could certainly break down the underlying metrics too. It's all going to be reflected, but Bryce Wilson just doesn't strike anyone out. He's only got an 18% strikeout rate versus lefties, 17%. Look at the current season, Cincinnati Reds. They don't really have any high strikeouts outside of Elliot de Cruz, Heimer Candelario, and the bottom of the lineup. But even with that being said, Wilson's just, his strikeout rate's really low, man. It's all factored in the odds, all right, people? So we talked about Wilson, okay? So that's going to be number 2. Taijuan Walker, 3.5. We're going to have Vegas data to back this up. We're going to have a ton of different things. Once again, shocker on the DGF optimizer, the over 3.5 is his best prop on the board. Reflected in all of these odds. They're just streamlining this in for us. All the way up to minus 140 on DraftKings. So DraftKings is saying, once again, you got the risk 141, 100. This is a crazy, heavily favored prop, all right? So that's step number 1 that I'm looking at in the process, right? We want to be getting the good value on that for the prop. And then step number 2, like I said, if we want to get detailed, it's strikeouts. So it's, I mean, the MLB, it's pretty simple. It's hitter versus hitter here. Taijuan Walker, this is much more of a leash play. Like, he's a guy that's going to throw a lot of pitches. But outside of that, I mean, 93 pitches or higher. And you look at this, the Orioles really don't strike out that much outside of a couple guys. You got the 27% K rate in Cowser, and the 25% K rate in Mullins, the 22% K rate in Mountcastle. Then outside of that, you know, 20, 20, 10, 16, 16. But it's reflected in the number. His number's only 3.5. All right, so he only needs 4 strikeouts. So, you know, we're going to discuss another guy next. For instance, in Ryan Pepiot, his number's up to 5.5. Why is that? He has a higher strikeout rate. He's got a better matchup. It's all factored into these odds, right? We can pull up him. This is a guy that has a much higher strikeout rate than the guys we've discussed so far. So his number is going to be higher here, but there's good value on his over. And he's been striking guys out at a very high clip, and the Braves have been striking out at a very high clip. So, you know, naturally the number's going to be higher. He is favored to go over. He's got a 30% K rate versus lefties. Anything that's 30% or higher in strikeout rate, guys, in the MLB is elite. That's elite territory. That's best of the best. 28% K rate versus righties. See, look at these Braves are striking out a ton. 30, 35, 26, 27, 40%, 25%. We can go last 30 days. They're striking out even more, some of these guys. So all of these things reflected in the odds, right? So Ryan Pepiot, if we bring him up on the DGF optimizer, if we bring him up on the OddsJam sportsbook screen, all of these different data points are going to be telling us he is favored to go over 5.5 strikeouts. The sportsbooks are saying it's so likely that he's going to get 6 or more strikeouts. We are going to charge you more than you're going to win, okay? So once again, DraftKings sportsbook, millions of dollars invested. They're having him at minus 140. we are getting minus 119. I'm going to sound like a broken record because so many people don't understand that this is how these apps work, and this is how you're going to succeed on them long term. This is the part that matters. Okay, none of the knowing sports stuff. I know a ton about sports. I could be successful at this knowing nothing about sports and just knowing data points. That's what people can't get through their head. Being that I provide content, it helps that I know about sports, makes the content more enjoyable to watch, makes it more relatable. But there are people that maybe aren't content creators that literally, I guarantee, could be good, profitable sports bettors, knowing nothing about sports, just looking at markets, understanding how these markets work. Minus 133 on the over on Pinnacle, minus 150 on the over on Fanatics. So if you go over Fanatics, like they're like, this is way too likely to happen that he's going to get 6 or more. We're charging you 150 to win 100. We're charging you a lot. All the way up. So once again, Sleeper. Sleeper's a popular app, man. Like, if you're tailing someone on Sleeper that's given Ryan Pepia over strikeouts, like, it's a good play in the sense of, like, it's likely to happen, but they're ripping you off. It's 192. So, like, if someone's advising you to take this over, they either don't understand or they understand more than you, and they're just giving you picks that are the easiest to hit and then acting like they are a genius. It's not smart to be taking this at that price, okay? Why are we taking it at minus 192 when we can get it at minus 119 in a 5 or 6 pick flex on Prizepicks? Okay, so that's the concept here. And then the last couple that we're going to discuss here, we can kind of speed things up. I just want to really nail into your head what goes into this. We got the Carlos Carrasco under 3.5 strikeouts and the Andre Pallante under 3.5 strikeouts. Once again, shocker, both these guys are going to be favored heavily on the under in the market. That's part of my process, the 3.5 here for Carrasco. But also, if you pull up the underlying metrics, everything's going to make sense here. We're taking the under on Carrasco, so what do we want? We want the Blue Jays to not strike out. They don't strike out. Like, all these guys have a low strikeout rate. Outside of the bottom of the order, 28% K rate for Varsho, 25% for Barger, and 31% for Kiermaier. They're really the only high strikeout guys. You got 24% at the top, but the entire heart of this order, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5 hitters, which are, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the hitters he's going to be facing the most in the game because they're at the top of the lineup. When he goes through the lineup, it's back to the top. Right? Simple concept here, guys. He's only got an 18% K rate versus lefties, a 16% K rate versus righties. Doesn't strike guys out a lot. That's going to be reflected in the market. Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, guys, OddsJam, all they're doing, once again, it's a simple concept. They are streamlining this data into an optimizer to give us the sportsbook's odds and then spit out a percentage of a hit rate. Carlos Carrasco, his best play on the board is going to be the under 3.5 strikeouts, because he's at minus 137 on the under on Pinnacle, minus 130 on the under on DraftKings, okay? All of these, all the way up to minus 150 on Flip. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sports books. Like I said, if you want to get more detailed, like, pull up the OddsJam sportsbook screen, and oftentimes you're going to see even more markets that are favoring his under. Here we can pull up. This is every single line that is listed for him. Minus 140 on the under on Fanatics again. They're charging us way more than the minus 119 we're getting on Prizepicks. 888 Sport, minus 143 on the under. Flip, minus 150 on the under. Okay, so, I mean, Superbook, minus 144. It's very clear that the smart play here is to be taking the under on his strikeouts. Okay, guys, so that's going to be. And then last but not least, we can just crank this out real quick with Andre Pallante. I will pull him up on the OddsJam Sportsbook screen, and you're going to see a lot of the same thing here, where every market is favoring his under. Pallante is all the way up to minus 132 on the under on Pinnacle, minus 130 on the under on FanDuel, minus 125 on the under on DraftKings. Once again, Sleeper, if you're someone that uses Sleeper, Sleeper's charging a ton of juice on every single one of these props we've discussed so far. So even though they're a good prop that's likely to hit, once again, you're getting ripped off on the price. Why am I going to take it at 143 on the under on Sleeper when I can take it at minus 119 on the under on Prizepicks? Okay, guys? So that is going to be my full 6-pick flex that I did lock in, that I did send over to my VIP members. As you can see, I pull it up. I'm locking it in. They're legitimate plays. If they get bumped and or removed, I apologize by the time you're watching this video, but all I'm doing is I'm giving you actual plays that I am playing for free. All right? And I'm breaking down exactly why. You'll never hear me promote a play that I'm not playing. It's just when these plays have good value, how these apps work to not get beat too bad. Is they're going to change that line, or they might even just take them off the board. So if that's happening when you're watching my content, I apologize if that's frustrating, but you need to understand the reason it's happening is because I'm doing my job of finding the best value to lock in to beat the apps. I'm sending them over to the VIP immediately. So if you're not in there and you're enjoying my content, you're finding this helpful, you're like, this guy knows what he's talking about, you can literally get every single one of my plays as soon as I place them. They're sent over. I have a 5-star rating system. All this is doing is telling you how many units to put on it. Some people pay $5 per ticket. Some people put $10 per ticket. Some people put $20 per ticket. All right. So rather than put it like I have $400 on this, not everyone's going to put that much. It's 1 unit. So we're all 25xing our money. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, all that matters. We all start at a different point. We all have different amounts to put on. It's 25x if we get 6 out of 6 correct, 2x if we get 5 out of 6, and 0.4x if we get 4 out of 6 correct for all of us. That's all that matters. Okay, we're all focused on 25xing our money. All right, so hop over there if you haven't already as soon as possible. Get in there so you can get all the plays. I'll have WNBA, MLB, all the above, all the content you see in there. I'm 24/7 on these videos. Obviously, I can only put out so many videos. I can only edit, upload, etc., break down per day. There, it's instant. It's 24/7. So I'd love to have you join. Thank you for tuning in to this Prizepicks MLB player props video. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks MLB player props today, and we will see you in the next one.